Yotsuba, a manga series created by the Azumanga Daioh creator Kyohiko Azuma. Yotsuba is a very simple series where it follows the daily life of the 5-year-old Yotsuba. It's a slice of life feel-good story which you might be surprised to hear is on my favorites list. In this list filled with action series, rom-com series, it's a cute little manga, and in this video I wanted to talk about one of my favorite moments from the manga. Chapter 104, Part 1 and 2, Yotsuba and Backpacks. So, before we go into the chapter itself, let's talk a little bit about the characters we'll be familiar with. Yotsuba, our main protagonist, is a 5-year-old child who we follow the life of. She was adopted into the Kawai family by Yusuke Kawai, who works from home as a translator for something. I don't think the series has ever told us what his translation job is about. Another character who will be important in this chapter is Fuka Ayasa. She's the neighbor next door who befriends Yotsuba earlier in the series, and unlike Yotsuba, she's a high schooler. And out of everyone in her family, she's the one who usually hangs out with the Kawai family the most. Now that I talk about the characters who will be important in these chapters, let's talk about the chapter itself. The chapter starts with Yotsuba and Yusuke spending some quality father and daughter time together before Yuka arrives at their place to deliver some apples. Yotsuba pretends that she is going to give Fuka a haircut before Yuka looks at her drawing saying that they should be turned into a Hollywood film where the ending would be Yotsuba running to school with a backpack on her back. This makes Yusuke note that they are actually planning on getting a backpack for her soon, which shocks Yuka. Both get confused on why the other is confused before Fuka says the parents usually get their kids their school backpack a year in advance to make sure that they get the popular models. This still confuses Yusuke, in which Yuka says he's lagging behind. Yotsuba, shocked about this information, asks if she won't be able to get a backpack. Fuka reassures Yotsuba that she'll be able to get a backpack. This cheers up Yotsuba. Fuka suggests to call Yotsuba's grandma since grandparents go crazy when their grandkids are going to buy a backpack. They do, and her grandma agrees to give them money for the backpack. Yusuke asks Fuka if she can come along and help them find the perfect backpack for Yotsuba, and she agrees, and the three of them head to the mall together. After she gets a balloon from the mall, Yotsuba and Ko makes it to the backpack store. Yusuke and Fuka discuss what kind of backpack Yotsuba should get, and as they're about to discuss what backpack she should get, Yotsuba finds the perfect one, which surprises the two. They ask her why she likes it, and Yotsuba replies that she likes it because it's red, and Ena, Fuka's little sister, also has a red backpack. Yusuke tells Yotsuba to look a bit around before deciding which backpack she will pick, and she agrees. They look at different backpacks, from some with very good locks to a very tacky backpack, but ultimately she goes for the red one. And now for the moment that actually made me cry when I first read it. We see Yotsuba with a backpack on, and while Yotsuba is smiling and Fuka's taking pictures and saying out loud that she's cute, Yusuke reflects back to when she was first adopted, and we see a flashback scene where Yusuke is talking to his two friends, Jumbo and Yasuda, about what would they do if they were fathers. We then see Yotsuba calling Yusuke daddy as a young child and following him, and him smiling at her. Back to the present day, Yusuke is thinking about everything up to this point with Yotsuba and starts to tear up. Yotsuba tries to show off her new backpack to her dad, but she notices he's crying. However, he says he isn't crying. Yotsuba asks if Fuka did something to him, but he tells her no. And then Yotsuba promises to protect her dad. They buy the backpack and head home. You might be wondering, why did I tear up at this moment? Honestly, it's probably how much I felt for Yusuke to see his daughter, who he had adopted from the time she was a baby, finally grow up to be a school kid. The joy of seeing your own kid finally growing up and soon beginning school is probably a joy a lot of parents will cry for. And seeing Yusuke's reaction to Yotsuba growing up made me tear up as well. I'm not a parent just yet, so I don't understand how it feels. But seeing how Yusuke reacted made me understand how it felt. And it also really made me tear up. Tears of joy. Just Yotsuba taking her new steps into becoming a student and growing up as a person. And that is why I actually cried to a backpack.